if A, B, and C, D are the points of intersection of the circle x squared plus y squared equals 5 and parabola y equals x squared plus 1, we are asking to find the value of A plus B plus C plus D. So usually to solve this system of equation, we use substitution method by substitute the value of y from the second equation into the first equation. However, in this problem, in the first equation, we have an expression of y squared, and the second equation, y is in the form of x squared plus 1. It means that if we substitute the second equation into the first equation, then the first equation will be an equation with the highest degree of x is 4, and it's quite difficult to solve that equation. So to solve this problem, we use another approach, and we can see here that in both equations we have an expression of x squared. So instead of substitute the value of y, we will substitute the value of x squared. And the second equation can be rewrite as x squared equals to y minus 1. And we will substitute this value into the first one. Then the first equation will become y minus 1 plus y squared equals 5. And to solve this equation, first we subtract both sides with minus 5. So we get this equation, which can be simplified as y squared plus y minus 6 equals 0. And to solve this equation, we need to find two numbers, which is the product is minus 6 and the sum is plus 1. And we can easily find these two numbers. They are minus 2 and 3, since minus 2 times 3 is minus 6 and minus 2 plus 3 is 1. So we use these two numbers to break the plus y into minus 2y and plus 3y. So now we need to factorize this quadratic equation. The first two terms have a common factors y, so we can factor out y, so we get y times minus 2. And the common factors of the last two terms is plus 3, so we can factor out the plus 3, so we get this equation. And these two terms have a common factors y minus 2, and we can factor out the y minus 2, so we get y minus 2 times y minus 3 equals 0. It means that y minus 2 equals 0 or y plus 3 equals 0, and therefore y equals 2 or y equals minus 3. So now we have two values of y, and the next step is we need to find the value of x, and we can find it by substitute these two values into this equation, and we can write it here. First we substitute y equals 2, so we have x squared equals 1, which means that x will be equals to plus 1 or minus 1. And the second step is we substitute y equals to minus 3, so we have x squared equals to minus 4. So now we have a negative value of x squared, which means that if we take the square root of this value, then x is a complex number. Therefore, this is not the solution of this system, and which means that this is an extraneous solution of this system that we get by by solving this equation. So this value, this complex number, is not the solution of the system, and we don't use it. Therefore, we get two values of intersection point. The first one is 1, 2, and the second one is minus 1, 2. Therefore, the value of a plus b plus c plus d is 4. And to see why we get only two value of intersection points, or why this is an extraneous solution of this system, we can try to make the sketch of this system. The first equation is an equation of a circle x squared plus y squared equals 5, which means that the center of this circle will be at the origin. And since we just want to make the sketch of this graph, we can try to make a circle with the center at the origin. And the second equation is y equals to x squared plus 1. And to draw this parabola, it will be easier if we rewrite this equation into a vertex form like this one. So we can clearly see that the vertex of this parabola is 0, 1, and then we can draw the graph. So the graph will be like this, and from this graph we can clearly see that there are only 2 points of intersection, and these 2 points of intersection have a positive value of y, which means that this negative value of y is not the solution of this system. And from this graph we can also see that if we let the first point as a comma b and the second point is c comma d, then since it is a circle and a parabola, they are symmetric respect to this y-axis. It means that a will be equals to minus c and b will be equal to d. And if we find the value of a plus b plus c plus d, then a and c will be 0, since there are one is negative of the others, and b is equal to d, which means that a plus b plus c plus d will be equal to 2b, and b here is the y value that we have already found before, which is 2. So we just need to substitute the value of y here. So we got the same result as before. And from here, by drawing the sketch of the system, we can see that we can solve this system easier than solving by algebraic method. So it's good if we practice to make the sketch of the system, because sometimes it helps us to simplify the problems, but if you are not sure how to make the sketch of the graph, you can use algebraic method, but we need to be careful whether we have an extraneous solution or not.